Welcome back to my channel. If you're a first-time viewer, thanks for watching. I like to post videos on clean eating recipes and also on at-home exercises. You might notice I look a little different today. I'm out of my gym clothes. Today's actually a rest day for me, so I get to take it easy today. I actually did a lot of my food prepping yesterday, so today is really a relaxing day, and I thought I would actually bake. I'm not the hugest baker, but I'm starting to actually bake a little more, and I'm learning a lot. So today I'm going to be making zucchini bread. Zucchini bread has always been one of my favorite baked goods, actually. My grandparents have a really big garden at their house, and they grow their own zucchini, so every summer my grandma makes a few loaves of zucchini bread, and she usually gives me one. Yeah, so I think she makes the best zucchini bread. I think homemade baked goods are the best, really. The zucchini bread you buy at like coffee shops or in stores tend to be so full of sugar, though. So I'm going to show you how to make a healthy version of zucchini bread. So when you think zucchini bread, you're thinking, oh, a vegetable and bread, it must be healthy. That is not always the case. Same thing with banana bread. Some people just use too much sugar when baking banana bread, so even though it has a fruit in it, not the healthiest thing for you. Okay, so the ingredients you're going to need to gather in your kitchen include coconut sugar, coconut palm sugar. You're going to need baking soda. You're also going to need baking powder. You're going to need some organic unsweetened applesauce. I'm thinking I'm only going to need 1 container of this, but I grabbed 2 just in case. You're going to need organic virgin coconut oil. You're going to need pure vanilla extract. My aunt actually got me this one while she was over in Mexico, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, it's pure vanilla. You're going to also need 6 large eggs. So I have 6 gathered out here on the counter. You're going to need all-purpose flour. You're going to also need whole wheat flour. It's recommended to use sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. You need ground cinnamon. And also we're going to need some walnuts, raw walnuts. And most importantly, you're going to need your zucchini. So this recipe actually calls for about 1.5 medium-sized zucchini. I did get 3 just in case, just because I thought they were a little on the small side today when I went to the grocery store. So I think it's always better to have too much than too little. If I have leftovers, I'll just use it in a stir fry later this week. You're also going to need a bread pan. This recipe calls for you using 2 bread pans, but I actually only have 1, so I'll just make 1 loaf at a time. So the first thing we're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So I'll do that here first. Okay, and this time I'm going to remember to oil my pans. Let me actually do that first. I'm going to use my coconut oil. I figure if I do this step first, I'm not going to forget later on. So I'll just spray my bread pan. Okay, I'm going to be grating my zucchini here first. So you actually want to have 2.5 cups of grated zucchini. I have my grater out here. And I'm just doing it on my cutting board. I'm just trying to decide what side to use. I'm going to test both out and see how the grated strips come out. See which one I like better. So I'm actually going to use this larger side. The zucchini's coming out a little bit better with that side. These These chunks are too small, I'm thinking. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do that until I have about 2.5 cups. So getting that third zucchini was definitely a good choice. I actually almost didn't have enough, but basically had 2.5 cups up with the 3 zucchini. So definitely, if you can't find a good sized zucchini, definitely buy a few extra, maybe 1 or 2 extra. So I already measured out my zucchini. I have it in the bowl here. Because zucchini has such a high water content, you do want to try to squeeze out the extra water. So that's what I'm doing right now with my paper towel. I'm trying to get most of the moisture out here. I might even grab one more paper towel to get a little extra. Get that moisture out. Just to be safe, I'm actually gonna do it a third time here too. These paper towels are sucking up a lot of moisture. Okay, that's pretty good. So I grabbed a large and medium bowl. A large bowl. I'll be mixing the wet ingredients in the large bowl. And then I'll also be mixing the dry ingredients in the medium bowl. Once they're all mixed together, then I'll pour the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, and then I'll mix that all together. So yeah, let's start with the wet ingredients. So I'm gonna start out with the eggs. You actually only want the egg whites. So I'll try to crack it open easily here, just letting the egg whites out. You guys can tell I don't have a lot of practice with this. Actually, that came out pretty well. Okay. So next you're gonna get the coconut oil ready. Because it is wintertime and it's cold, it's pretty solid right now. You want it to be melted. So I'm gonna melt this real quick and then I'll measure it out to 1/4 cup. So I just put it in for 30 seconds. It's a pretty nice liquid consistency now. So I'm going to measure this. I'm gonna use 1/4 cup. Oh, and I actually eyed it pretty perfectly. So I'll just add that in. Okay, so the next ingredient we're adding is the, organic unsweetened applesauce. You want to measure out 1/2 cup. I'm almost wondering if one of these will be 1/2 cup. I have a second one just in case I need it. Yeah, I'm just gonna need a little bit more from another one. So that's pretty good. I'll add that in. Have a little extra for a snack later. Just keep that up here. So I know I said right now I'm mixing wet ingredients, so you're gonna wonder why I'm mixing in sugar, but this recipe says to mix the sugar into the wet ingredients, so I'm gonna grab my coconut palm sugar. You may be wondering why I'm using coconut palm sugar versus regular sugarcane sugar. Actually, the benefit of the coconut sugar is it's lower on the glycemic index, which ranks carbohydrates on the basis of how they affect your blood sugar. So since it's lower on the glycemic index, it's not raising your blood sugar levels as high as other sugars would. So I'm going to measure out 1/3 cup and add it into the wet ingredients. 1/3 cup. Okay, and then I'm also going to add in the vanilla extract. For the vanilla extract, you want to use 2 teaspoons. So I have my vanilla extract here. And it's pure vanilla. it smells so good. Makes me want some vanilla yogurt. So that is all that I'm gonna mix in the large bowl. So I'll mix that all up. I'm using my hand whisk. You can use one of the power whisks as well. Okay, so that's all mixed. So now I'm gonna grab my medium bowl and I'm gonna do the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna grab my all-purpose flour. I'm gonna measure out 3/4 a cup. So my 1/4 cup, and I'm just gonna grab 3 scoops. So next I'm gonna grab my whole wheat flour. So with the whole wheat flour, you're gonna measure out 1 3/4 cup. So the next ingredient I'll be adding is the baking powder and the baking soda. So for both of them, it's 1 teaspoon. Trying to be careful not to get too much in the bowl and not in my spoon. Okay, so I'm gonna call that a teaspoon there. So my baking powder also, I want to get a teaspoon. So next I'm going to add in the Himalayan pink salt. So this is another product that I actually switched to before I even started the clean eating plan that I'm doing. Pink Himalayan salt is actually the most beneficial and cleanest of the salts available on the planet. It contains over 84 minerals and trace elements. So it does more than just make your food taste good. It's just kind of crazy if you look at the statistics on how many Americans or people in general who are deficient in minerals and vitamins. So this is just an easier way to work in some of those minerals into your diet. So I'm gonna measure out 3/4 a teaspoon. So I'm using my 1/4 teaspoon. I'm gonna grab 3 scoops. 3 scoops. And you're gonna need 1 tablespoon of the ground cinnamon. I'm so glad I grabbed another container of cinnamon at the grocery store today. I've been using a lot lately. I've been using it in my nutrient-dense shakes because I've been making a lot of the holiday protein shakes. I like calling them protein shakes, but really they contain superfoods, proteins, so many vitamins and nutrients that you should be consuming in your days. It's not just a protein shake. I need to stop calling them protein shakes. Let's see, all-purpose flour, whole wheat flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, cinnamon. Yes, so that's all our dry ingredients. So I'm gonna mix those together. And once I mix, let me show you my little bowl here. Once I mix all these lovely ingredients together, I'm gonna add it to my wet ingredients, and then I'll whisk them all together. I think that's mixed pretty well, so I'm just gonna add this right into the wet ingredient bowl. Whisk this all together. So after feeling how thick the dough was with my hand mixer, I decided I'm going to actually use my hands to knead the dough. So let me do that instead. I know it's going to be a little bit more of a mess, but it's going to be a little bit easier, I think. So something I should have thought about doing before I started doing this was putting a little flour on my hands to keep it from sticking so much. So that's an idea for you guys if you're trying this recipe out. That's kind of weird, but I'm very tempted to just lick this off my hands. I'm one of those bakers. That's why I don't bake anything, because I just eat so much of the dough. Which is not good. Don't eat raw eggs. So I was about to rinse my hands off, but then I realized I need to mix in the zucchini, so I might as well just keep them nice and dirty so I can mix that in. So let me actually put that in here. I'm also going to need to get the walnuts, but I'm going to rinse off my hand before I get started with that bad boy. But here's the zucchini. Okay, so next I'm going to add in my walnuts. I'm going to add 1/2 cup of walnuts. So I'll add that in. I love walnuts and breads. I just love the crunchiness of them. Okay, so I'm actually gonna put a little flour in my hand this time before I start kneading it because it got a little messy there. Hopefully this will help this time. Yeah, the flour definitely helps, so definitely add the flour onto your hands before. Again, I'm a noob baker, so you can learn from my mistakes. So you're gonna bake it for 45 to 50 minutes. So my plan is to half this, put half of it in a pan, bake it, and then bake the other half once that is nice and cooled down. I'm gonna take half this mixture and put it in my bread pan here. Let's see. I'd say that's about half there. Just gonna kind of flatten it out a little bit in here. Got a little bit more actually. Next, the recipe says to use a 9x5 bread pan, but I actually have a 10x5, so mine's a little bit bigger. So I grabbed my muffin pan. I'm thinking I can make 6. So I'm gonna spray it. Again with my, I use my coconut oil cooking spray. Get a little bit more flour in my hands again here. What I used to love to do with my zucchini bread is lather it in cream cheese. I'm not gonna do that this time. And I'm gonna keep a really close eye on the muffins because I'm sure the baking time for the muffins is gonna be less. So I'll probably check it 30 minutes. I'll check the muffins. What you want is you want them to be nice golden brown, and you want to be able to prick the middle without pulling out any. You want it to be dry when you pull out, basically. If you use a toothpick, that's the best way. So the muffins are done. 30 minutes actually worked out perfectly. I'm still waiting on the bread. It's gonna take a little bit longer. But here's one of my muffins. So like I said before, I used to love lathering on cream cheese onto my zucchini bread. I'm not doing that because I'm eating clean now, of course. So I actually have, I'm gonna try it by itself without anything, but if I feel like it's a little dry and I want to moisten it a little bit, I do have, it's called ghee. It actually is a healthy replacement for butter. It's paleo friendly, it's casein-free, non-GMO, and gluten-free. It's considered a healthy fat. Kind of has a rich nutty flavor to it. You can find jars of these at most of the grocery stores. They are pretty expensive though. That's why I just got this little packet of it, because I actually was kind of afraid to taste it. It sounded funky to me. It's actually delicious though, I love it. This was a little under $2. So I'm cutting it in half. My muffins are kind of big, so I think they're larger than one serving size. So I'm just gonna eat half of it. I'm gonna give the other half to Trung to try. Still nice and warm. Just came out of the oven. It's actually pretty moist. I think the zucchini really helps because it still had retained some of its liquids. I do want to try it with a little bit of the ghee. This was solidified. I just warmed it up in some warm water to make it more of a liquid. This is good stuff. Definitely recommend trying it if you haven't tried it before. So my loaf of bread is done. control. So I know I said healthy version of bread recipe. All breads aren't really healthy, so it's definitely all about portion control. It's recommended to cut this into 10 slices, and then each slice is 1 serving. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe video. Let me know if you have any requests for certain recipes. And like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe. I'm going to continue to make clean recipe videos and then also at-home workout videos. And if you have any questions about the clean portion control eating plan I'm doing, please find me on Facebook and message me. I'll give you all the information on that. This recipe is actually from a program I'm using through them. They have recipes for all sorts of things: desserts, entrees, sides, salads, soups, even actually for healthier versions of adult beverages, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Until next time.